Okay, so yeah, I just recently made a video. I understand that. I'm putting video on top of video on top of video. Well, I found this thing on the internet called A Voice for the Angels. I wanted to read you some of the stories on it because they're all crash victims. The first one is Denise Wagoneer. In 1995, she was involved in a near-fatal car crash. She had multiple skull fractures, a crushed vertebrae, crushed ribs, and a swollen brain. Every facial bone was broken, and she lost her sight. Doctors did not expect her to live another 24 hours. Denise survived, later to have extensive surgery 17 times, 7 on her face alone. She is now disfigured and blind with permanent brain damage. This life-changing experience was the result of her own actions. Denise was the impaired driver. If you'd like to learn more, you can purchase her video by clicking Just Call Me Crash, blah, blah, blah. Well, in that, it said she's disfigured and blind. That wasn't me. That was whoever typed this up. So, and now, the one I did before. Early on Sunday morning, September 18th, 1999, Jacqueline Soberto, 20, and 4 friends were on their way home from a birthday party. Reggie Steffi, an 18-year-old star football player, was on his way home from drinking beer with some buddies. On a dark road on the outskirts of Austin, Texas, Reggie's SUV veered into the Oldsmobile carrying Jackie and the others. 2 passengers in the car were killed at the scene and 2 were rescued. Within minutes, the car caught fire. Jackie was pinned in the front seat on the passenger side. She was burned over 60% of her body. No one thought she would survive, but Jackie lived. Her hands were so badly burned that her fingers had to be amputated. She lost her hair, her ears, her nose, her left eyelid, and much of her vision. She's had more than 50 operations since the crash and has many more to go. And someone that typed this up, this is my dear friend Jenny. She was the victim of an underage drunk driver. The crash happened on April 23rd of 2000. Jenny has had many surgeries to her legs and had to relearn to walk again and faces a life of disabilities. A repeat offender with 20 felonies. He was on parole for the 4th. Okay. Angel Karen Ferreira died, and her brother was severely injured. They were hit on the head by a repeated offender with 20 felonies. He was on parole for 1 month and decided to have a cocktail of drugs, which resulted on taking an innocent life. Karen's mother since then has been on a crusade to educate teens and first-time offenders about the dangers of DWI. So another innocent life out there will have the future Karen never had. Karen's mother has pulled me through my depression and taught me to know how to educate people by speaking at schools and victim impact panels. The site was also designed by her so I can get the message out there that drinking and driving is not an accident, it's a crime that can be prevented. Sarah E. Reedy was only 15 years old when she lost her life. She is also one of my angels, and since Sarah's death, Father Scott has created a site that is very informative, especially for young people. Scott, like Margaret, has turned their personal tragedies into a positive thing. They are both working hard on DWI education and prevention. So, the people to remember are, it says right here, survivors of DWI crashes faces a life of many challenges. Their lives can never be the same. Every single day is a struggle to learn different ways to cope with pain, disfigurement, and the knowledge that life itself has forever been altered by being a victim of a drunk driver or by the choices they made to drink and drive. Well, I think some of the things I said on there were actually pretty mean. But, oh well. I just read it the way it was said. Kind of. I skipped some lines because it said my dear friend and stuff like that. Well, I can't say my dear friend because I didn't know any of these people personally. I have a guest speaker coming in on Friday. I'm hoping it's Jackie Spadaro. Because I really do want to see her in person. I really do want to meet her. But if it's not, hey, who cares? Jackie Spadaro and all the other people inspire me completely, and they get the message across: don't drink and drive. You know what? You guys should subscribe. Love you guys.